Um, Hello friends. So today we'll be looking into the assessment topic whereby a notice was received under section 147 of the Income Tax Act 1961 by one of my client. Now the problem here is he didn't respond to the said notice in time and an order was passed under section 156. Now the thing which you have to consider here is, and before proceeding with that, I would like to tell that I'm not putting much emphasis on explaining what 147 is, what 156 is, because there are a lot of videos available on YouTube to help you understand those sections. So here the objective is to help you understand as to how do you tackle this practically on a ground level. Now as I was telling, he got a notice and he didn't respond to it on time, and so then an order was passed under section 156, demand order. So once the demand order is been passed, you need not go to the assessing officer because that's out of his park. So the next best option available to you is to go to CIT appeals. Now here in this case, there was a valid ground and of the case which we handled, and since the order was already passed, so we had to go to CIT appeals. So here comes the main objective of this video, that is how do you handle these appeals, what are the documents do you carry. These are the things what we'll be covering here. So first and foremost, the thing that has to be done is to go for an appeal before a CIT, you have to file a form called as form 35. Now the form 35 is quite straightforward. There are some of the basic details that has to be filled, so I'll not go into those, but I'll tell you what are the important things that has to be taken care. Now there are two things which comes in an appeal which has to be important. First one is a statement of facts and another one is a grounds of appeal. So these are the two things that you should take care while filing an appeal. Now under the statement of facts, please make sure that you mention only the facts. There is no explanation of law required, and it shouldn't be ambiguous, and it should not be argumentative or argumentative. Okay, so these are the things that has to be taken care. And along with that statement of facts, you can also attach your other attachments which back your statement of facts. For instance, a contract or an agreement or a bank statement or invoices copy or any other ancillary attachment which you might feel which will be helpful for this. So that's the one thing. And second comes the grounds of appeal. So here the three things that you have to take care is, first thing is the section to which you are addressing, the issue which is there in that, and third one, what is your ground of appeal. So just to give you a simple example, let's say the notice says that you have to file a return under 139. Now here you have to cover is section 139(1), okay, and the issue what you are covering here is that a return has to be filed. Okay, now you mention your ground here. Now when the officer says yes, you are supposed to file return under 139(1), you give it three reasons. One, the section 139, the grounds. The ground here is that the assessee, his income might not exceed the basic exemption limit, so he might not be needed to file. So that's the ground you give. Though there are various other things under 139(1), though it doesn't exceed basic exemption limit like the foreign travel, the payment of higher electric bill. So let's not go into that much detail, because as I was telling, the objective here is to stick as to how do you handle the assessment case. Okay. And another aspect here is you have to also pay a challan for this form 35 when you file online, and the minimum fees is 250 rupees and max it might go up to 1000 rupees. So this is an online challan which you have to pay. Now once you do this, so next you have to look into what are the documents that you carry to the CIT appeals. Okay, first thing is you got to carry a copy of a notice which you had received initially. In our case, we got a notice under 147. Second one, please carry the copy of the demand order which was issued. Okay, and third thing, please carry the copy of the challan payment which you had made online. Fourth thing, please carry the form 35. Okay, these are the things. And also the very important thing which has to be taken care is the power of attorney, because there will be certain cases whereby the client himself will not be coming along with you, where though there might be case where he comes. If you are representing a client, then in that case please carry the power of attorney. So power of attorney format I have attached below. Okay, and please carry a representation letter. So your representation letter is something where you summarize the entire grounds. Please don't write the entire grounds of appeal or the entire statement of fact into this. Just please keep it very brief, crisp in that letter, and please get that representation letter very crisp and brief. And along with that, please carry any other proof which you might think will help you in your appeals, like as I was telling, a copy or an agreement or a bank statement or any other ancillary documents. So these are the things. And the one last document which you have to mandatorily carry is a covering letter. Now here what I mean by a covering letter is, a covering letter is the one which forms the face of all the documents that you have prepared. It should have a list of all the documents, what you are going to submit. For instance, the representation letter here, the notice copy, the copy of the challan, the copy of the order, and the other documents which you are carrying. So the covering letter. So once this all is done, and the important aspect here is to address all these letter as to Commissioner of Income Tax, next line, appeals, the number where the appeal is coming, comma, Bangalore, because in our case we were representing this case in Bangalore. So why I'm telling you here is, many people what they just address it as to income tax officer or to the officers of income tax, because that's not the case. Here when you are addressing it to CIT appeal, these letters has to be addressed as to Commissioner of Income Tax, next line, appeal 12 Bangalore. So because in the format what I have given to you people, already these things are taken care. So you can see that these formats are addressed to the Commissioner of Income Tax appeal only. Now what will happen is, once the CIT appeal documents has been accepted by the CIT appeals office, you will be given the hearing cut time and place. So this will be communicated to you via notice by the office of the CIT appeals to the assessee. Now once all these things is there, please you carry all these documents with you, and these are the things that you have to take care. So your CIT appeal hearing is done. Now yes, what will happen to this case further? There are two instances. One thing is, the CIT appeals might agree to your grounds and they will pass what do you say, an order in your favor, though he might involve the assessing officer. He might give additional instructions for him to relook into the case, and even when your grounds is being given, the CIT appeals can still forward these documents to the assessing officer to look into these things before the hearing. So whatever is the outcome of it, that will be communicated to you via the email that you are provided. And if you are still aggrieved by the CIT appeals order or the outcome, we can go to the next level of appeal, being the ITAT. So what happens in ITAT, what do we do, will be coming into the next video. So hope this video helps you, and if you have any questions or corrections, so feel free to drop in the comment section. So until then, take care. Namaskaram.